Tori, your daughter is in front of our house right now for some reason. Can you explain why this is? I'm sorry, but 6 in the morning is way too early to have her over. And I don't remember inviting her over to our house anyways. Why did you leave her after all, by herself in front of our house? Tori, you need to answer right now.
Ugh, can you please stop spamming my phone? Do you know what time it is? What do you want?
That's my line. Why do you leave your daughter all by herself at a time like this? She was freezing when I answered the doorbell. What kind of mother does that to her own daughter? Where are you right now? And where is Andrea? I'm getting worried about what you might have done to her, judging by what you've done to Valerina. Please just give me an explanation about the whole situation.
Oh yeah, about that. I'm leaving Valerina for you guys to raise. She just isn't worth my effort, you know? I hope you guys have a good time together, though. Sorry about the late notice.
What? What do you mean, raise? I don't know what makes you think this is a time to be joking around, but you need to stop. If you wanted us to let her stay at our house, then you should have at least let us know a day in advance. Even Valerina's crying because she thinks that you left her for good.
Well, she's right about crying. Because that's exactly what I mean. I need you to raise her from now on. As in, like, she isn't coming back to our house anymore, so you need to give her food and shelter and education and stuff. She's not our child, she's yours.
What? You can't just leave your child at our house and claim that we have to raise her from now on. That has to be some typical child abuse.
I mean, you could sue us and bring her back to our house, but as you can tell from the situation right now, I do not care about that child, and she's just gonna have a very miserable life ahead. And if you don't take the role of raising her, she'll probably end up at some orphanage and live an even more miserable life. So, it's up to you.
You're sick. How could you do this to this beautiful child? Shame on you.
Say whatever you want. You can either take responsibility in making her happy, or just sit back and watch her life fall apart.
Why are you doing this to her?
Look, as you know, my husband died last month. And as a single mother, do you really think I can afford to raise 2 kids? While working to make money at the same time? Even with the inheritance that my husband left behind, the best I can do is provide a living for one of them.
That's a problem for you to figure out. And abandoning one of them is definitely not the way.
There's only so much that a part-timer can do, you know? I can only feed 2 mouths, and one of those is mine.
Then why don't you ask your parents to help you out a bit?
Oh my god, I hate my parents. I would rather die than rely on them.
How ungrateful of you to say that.
As I've said before, say whatever you want. Please be my guest. I don't care. So, given all of the information that I mentioned above, I realized that I could only raise one child, and the other child should be raised by someone more facilitated, which turned out to be you. Come on, you're my husband's younger sister and Andrea's aunt. Come to think of it, Andrea's basically your own daughter.
What are you on right now? There's no way that you really think that logic is going to justify all of this.
I'm sure your husband is going to be excited about having a daughter, too.
But this isn't our child.
You said that you would support me in whatever way necessary at the funeral. This is the help that I need right now, so I need you to cooperate.
But this is all so sudden and out of nowhere. Have you at least tried to ask for support by the government or something? There's tons of ways to help raise your children. And scholarships and child support.
It's too much of a hassle to go through all of that paperwork. And I don't have the time to be dealing with all of that right now.
You can't tell me that you can't do even that for your own children. Please get your priorities straight. This isn't the same thing as buying a puppy. We're talking about your own child here.
It's just easier to make you raise her. Therefore, it makes more sense to just do that. Come on, quit being so stubborn and help out a sister.
I would have helped you out with all of the paperwork that you needed if you had just said it was what you needed. It isn't too late. Let's go to the city hall together and see what kind of financial support you're eligible for. How could you abandon Ballerina all by herself like this?
I mean, if it came down to choosing one of the two, I'm pretty sure that anyone would have chosen Andrea.
I would never choose one of my kids over the other.
Everyone says that until they're actually demanded to make the decision. Ballerina's always whining about something and never shuts up. On top of that, she's so slow and dull in the mind. She won't do me any good even if I keep her, so I'm letting her go.
Whether a child does you any good or not, it's a parent's responsibility to love and protect the child. How dare you label your own kids like that?
You can say whatever you want, but when it comes down to making a choice, the answer is always obvious. Andrea never complains, and she's always smiling. She is so unproblematic, so I'm sure she has a far better chance of making it in any type of job. Therefore, I'm investing in her.
What do you mean by investing in her?
I'll raise her for now, and once she's able to get a good job, she can make all of the money, which I'll live off of. It's a great plan, isn't it?
You're really going to isolate your daughter from her sister and make her work like a slave? Are you serious?
Of course I am. They say work smarter, not harder. This is my smartest way out of being poor.
You're crazy.
I'm really not. It's the child's job to take care of their parents. And Andrea has a far better chance in making lots of money. Therefore, it's only natural that I put in more effort for her instead of Ballerina. That's why I gave you the stupid one. Good luck raising her!
I've never met anyone as obnoxious as you. You know that? I feel horrible for Andrea for being chosen and forced to stay with you. Our family has our own plans too. We can't just take Ballerina in and make it work. Please just come to our house so we can discuss all of this. If you can't come, then I'll drive Ballerina over to your house. Which would you prefer?
What about neither? Andrea and I are moving today. So, I'll never see you again. Sorry.
What?
We can't afford to keep living in the apartment we used to live in. So, I decided to take my daughter and move into a cheaper place. It's a bit far away from here, but my friend owns the place so I can live there for practically free. Isn't it amazing? That friend's gonna introduce me to a new workplace too. So I'm basically well off at my new location. We're resting at a restaurant by the highway right now, so I won't be coming back.
So you're just texting me to stall until you got on the highway?
I mean, you would have brought her back if I left you an option, so... Come on. When you come to think of it, this is the best for all of us. The girl wouldn't have been treated well if she was stuck with us. And you like kids. It's all for the best.
A parent is supposed to give their life to stay by their child, not to sell them away because they don't need them.
Well, I guess I'm not your practical parent then. Look, the house that we used to live in isn't ours anymore. And I have no intention in coming back. So, might as well have fun raising the girl. She's a bit dull, but she's still fun to mess with. You got this.
This has to be illegal in some way. Hey, don't do this to your daughter. Don't do this to us. Just tell me where you are right now. I'll head there, so please just tell me.
Not a chance, honey. I know you're trying to push Ballerina back to me. Won't let that happen. She's yours now, so treat her well. I hope y'all have a happy future together. Bye-bye.
I'm not done with you! Hey, Tori! You don't have to do this!
Hey, Bella! Long time no see, right? How have you been?
I'm sorry, who is this?
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten about me. It's me, Tori. You know, your legal sister. The wife of your older brother? Come on, we both know you remember me. Quit playing dumb.
I actually do not remember you. Or maybe it's just that I'm instinctively dismissing the existence of the horrifying person who abandoned her own daughter after my older brother died 10 years ago? Neither me, my husband, or our beloved daughter Valerina can recall you. Sorry.
See, you do remember. How have you been? I can't believe you actually went out of your way to raise her instead of abandoning her. Props to you, girl.
What do you want? After all of these years, without giving us a single call or text. Not even checking on Valerina at all. The audacity you have to be talking to us right now. Don't tell me you've reached out to us after all these years just to check on her. She doesn't need you anymore. She understands well that you don't care, and that we do.
Why would I go out of my way just to do that? I'm not as bored as you might think.
What do you want then?
Can you give Valerina back to me?
What?
She's already 15 and she's not a child anymore. So I'll have her work for my friend's store. Starting next year, so I need her back.
Are you hearing yourself right now?
Of course I am. Loud and clear.
Then I'd assume that even a crazy person like you would understand that I would say no, right? You're the one who left her behind at our house in the first place. You have no right to be asking us to let her go back to being with you. She's practically a daughter to us, and we would never make her go through such a thing.
Yeah, I get it. As much as I'd like to say you're right, I really need another worker right now. So please, give her back.
What happened to your other worker?
Oh, Andrea? Well, she ran away from me last night.
Ran away?
Yeah. I started online gambling as a game to pass some time, but I got a bit carried away. And now I'm stuck with a bunch of debt. So I told Andrea to work instead of studying for college. And she ended up running away.
What the hell are you doing? Is it that hard to be a decent parent?
Apparently so. So, can I have Valerina back?
What kind of adult would let a child enter that environment? No. My answer is no. So please don't contact us ever again.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I'm demanding you to give me my daughter back. You have no right to say no to this request. She's not your child. She is my child, and I have the legal rights as her parent. And Valerina has the responsibility to help me pay back my debts as my child. Got it?
Actually, Valerina is our child. Legally.
But I never signed any papers.
As soon as you left her with us, we went through legal procedure to adopt her. So now she's ours, and we have no right to hand her over.
What?
She is our daughter of my husband. So good luck paying back all of your debts alone.
What? You can't just do that. Without the permission of me? I'm her mother. She is my daughter by blood. This whole thing should be illegal.
It really isn't. There's a way to adopt a child without permission of the parent. I won't go to any specifics since you probably won't understand any of it anyways. But we were legally admitted as eligible for becoming family through court. And you and Valerina are legally strangers.
You're lying. You can't do that. I'm her real parent. She still has to listen to me.
Actually, she doesn't. We didn't just adopt her. We went through a foster care adoption process. which basically means that there is no legal tie between you and your daughter anymore. This actually requires the agreement of a real parent. But since you were gone for so many years, the court decided that you were incompetent in making a decision upon this case. Therefore, we didn't need your agreement to make the decision to go through. Ballerina is our child, and I will protect her from you with my life. You will never lay a finger on her ever again.
Then who's gonna help me pay back my debts? I can't just do it on my own. How am I supposed to get out of this?
I guess you're going to have to work on your own. You can't just keep relying on your kids and other people, including them, forever. Just help yourself, and you'll be fine.
Then what was the point of giving birth to 2 daughters? There's no point in having kids if they're useless to me when I need them. I won't let this happen. I will not allow this. You know what? You need to resolve the adoption, go through the legal procedures, and make her my daughter again.
No way. I don't like paperwork. And I'm too lazy to go through that whole process, so...
Quit messing around. I'll be on my way to bring Ballerina back. You better be ready.
Where are you headed to?
To your house.
Do you know where our house is?
The place I dropped Ballerina off 10 years ago?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but our family actually moved to another state a few years ago because of my husband's work. So you won't find us at our old house. Sorry.
What? How dare you move without telling me? This is my kid that you're dragging with you. I deserve to know where she is whenever I want.
Again, she's not your daughter.
Why is it always me? Why do bad things always happen to me? Why can't everyone just do what I ask them to do? Help me, please. I can't pay off my debts alone. I'll be stuck working for the rest of my life.
As strangers, we have no responsibility to helping you. Sorry.
Why not?
Why don't you take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ask yourself, have I really done nothing to be deserving this right now? I'm sure you'll be able to get yourself an answer. Since I'm done addressing this situation, I'll be going now. I'm sure neither I nor Ballerina will ever be seeing you again. So, farewell. Apparently, Tori tried to go and look for Ballerina and Bella, but wasn't able to do anything since she couldn't pay for the gas to get anywhere. After that, she tried to work her butt off to pay back her debts, but ended up borrowing even more money because of her online casino addiction. After reaching out to illegal sources or money laundering, she was caught by the members of a gang and was forced to work as a prostitute. After acting upon impulse, Tori ended up getting herself in a living hell situation. Not that she didn't deserve it. FYI, Andrea was taken to her grandparents' house after a few days since she ran away from her mother. And now she lives with her grandparents and goes to high school like any other student. Ballerina is also a high school student now, and she's pursuing her dreams as a nurse, going to school every day with her friends. In the end, I'm extremely grateful that everyone ended up at a better place, and I think everyone other than Tori is glad about how things ended up.
Good morning, Mother. Can we talk for a sec? It's about the check we send you every month.
Huh? What about it? Don't tell me you're going to be late sending it. I have bills to pay, you know.
Pardon me?
So that's it, huh? You're gonna be late. You're totally useless. I thought we made a deal that you would send me $1,500 a month at the end of each month. I rely on that money. Anything less and I'm out on the street. You don't want that, do you? Or are you okay with your mom being homeless?
Oh no, it's not that.
Then what is it?
I always receive my salary at the end of the month, but from next month, it's been changed to the 5th of every month. Some sort of accounting changes.
Oh, I see. Well,
Anyways, I'll send you $500 at the end of the month. I'll send the rest on the 5th, and I'll add another $200 for all the trouble. Hope that's okay with you.
wait a minute. You got it all mixed up. What you mean is 1,500 at the end of the month and then another 1,500 on the 5th. That sounds more logical.
Excuse me? If I do that, I'd be sending $3,000 a month. I can't afford that.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's easy. From now on, you can just send me $3,000 a month.
Sorry, but I really can't afford that.
All you have to do is twice the work. Come on, Melanie, you're still young.
Huh? Mom. Why can't you ask Brad to pitch in too? After all, he's my big brother. Actually, he should be the one supporting you. I mean, come on, Mom. Brad probably makes way more than me, and plus he lives at home. He should be the one sending you a check every month, not me.
I can't believe you really mean that, Melanie. You really want to burden your big brother? Why can't you help the family out? I really don't recall bringing up such a selfish young woman.
Are you serious?
Your brother has lots of friends, and he has to go out and spend money. Friends are important, you know? If you want to get places. In contrast, you have no friends, so you have nowhere to spend the money. What better way is there than to support the family? Oh, don't be so selfish, Melanie. I'm giving you a chance to do some good with your money. Your brother will build connections and succeed. We all win. Ugh, you're so inconsiderate.
You call sending you a big portion of my salary every month inconsiderate? I don't even live there anymore.
Yes, that's exactly right. Inconsiderate. Just have the check in the mailbox by the end of the month. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Then another check on the 5th for the same amount. You got that?
Sorry, I can't do that.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
Okay, I'm going to give it to you straight. To be absolutely honest with you, I can't be sending a check for $1,500 every month forever.
Pardon me? Are you serious? Have you forgotten that I'm your mother? I gave birth to you and brought you up. Have you forgotten all the sacrifices I made for you?
It's been 10 years since you divorced Dad. And over those 10 years, I've continued to send you a month check for $1,500. Do you even realize how hard that has been for me? Can you even imagine the hardships I went through over the years? Why do you always have to rely on me? Brad's been living there the whole time. Have him pitch. Your favorite son should be the one supporting you, not me.
Excuse me? Brad contributes in his own way.
He split up with his longtime girlfriend Carol and came back to live with you, right? And another thing, you're not working either, right?
How can you talk to me like that, Melanie? I brought you up. You were just a mediocre girl. Not pretty, not smart. But despite your flaws, I brought you up and provided for you. You should be grateful. I'm allowing you to pay me back for providing for you all through your childhood. If you have a modicum of appreciation for how I brought you up, you would just shut up and work and continue sending me a check every month. You got that? Hey, Melanie! Pick up! What is this? Just open the mail. The check is only for $500. I told you that the amount must be $1,500. You're missing $1,000. I expect a check as soon as possible. No, have it deposited directly to my bank account.
Like I said, Mom, I can only pay $500 now, and the rest I'll pay on the 5th. Plus another $200 for your trouble.
I told you that won't work. I need the money right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. 1,500 today and 1,500 on the 5th. That's what we agreed on. What are you, dense? From here on, I expect a month's stipend of $3,000. You got that?
And I said that was impossible. Are you dense? Why do you keep pushing your agenda? Never listening to what I have to say or considering what I'm going through. I have to make a living too. I can't afford to be sending you more than what we agreed on. No more, no less.
Are you serious? Melanie, I'm your mother, for God's sake. I expect $2,500 by the 5th. You got that? If you fail to do so, there are options I can take. I expect that check in the mail on the morning of the 5th. Melanie, Mom here. Pick up. I got the check. What the hell is this? I said I wanted $2,500, not this measly $1,200 check. I warned you about this. I want the rest by the end of the day, you hear me?
Like I said, Mom, I never agreed to send you $3,000 a month. I'm getting sick and tired of this whole charade.
Charade? I'm getting sick and tired of your cheeky attitude. You're the one who broke your promise.
Like I said, Mom, I never agreed to any of this.
I have already thought about the penalty for disobeying me. You do realize that, don't you? I warned you last week about this.
Excuse me? A penalty? What is this, a football game?
I already made the necessary plans. Too late for any regrets. I warned you.
I have no idea what the hell you are talking about, Mom. Also, do you realize that $1,500 is a significant amount for someone like me to send? Way more than any of my friends send their folks. It's more like a couple hundred a month. I'm sorry, but I have no intention of sending any more than I have.
Melanie, I know you're there. Answer me. I'm going to cut ties with you. You are no longer my daughter.
Excuse me? What's this all of a sudden?
This is punishment for not sending the money that I demanded. We had a family meeting last night, and I decided we are going to cut ties with you. We already moved out of the house.
A family meeting? You mean you and Brad? I'm sure you haven't counted Dad, and I'm not in the family, that's for sure. So this family meeting, or simply put, you mean you and Brad.
Ugh, what are you, dense? Of course it's only the two of us. Why would we include you?
Yeah, right. Whatever. So, what is this about you guys moving? Surprised you had the money.
Pardon me?
I mean, you don't exactly have a habit of saving money. I'd be surprised if you had any left by the end of the month. I don't see how you could have moved out.
I don't have to explain everything to you. You're not part of our family anymore. Our moving has nothing to do with you.
Okay, whatever. So, what do you want from me?
If you want to know where we moved, all you have to do is send a check for $3,000 by the 5th of every month. Not the measly $1,500 you've been sending.
Are you still going on about that?
If you agree to that, well, we'll welcome you back to the family and I'll tell you where we moved to. If you don't want to lose your precious family, all you have to do is obey. It's that simple. I'll give you another 3 days to think about it. Think long and hard, Melanie.
Hello, Melanie. This is Carol. How are you?
Carol? Yeah, it's been a while.
Sorry to contact you so late. I hope you weren't getting ready for bed or anything.
No problem. Just sitting up watching TV. I heard you broke up with my brother. What's this about?
I don't know how to say this, but I really need your help.
Excuse me? Oh my god, did my brother do something to you? Did he hurt you or something?
Well, actually, it's not just only about Brad. It's about your mother, too.
My mother? What are you saying? What happened?
Your mother and Brad suddenly arrived at my apartment with a load of luggage.
Are you serious?
Yes. When I got home from work today, they were both sitting in my living room watching TV and helping themselves to all the food in the fridge. When we split up, he gave the apartment key back, but I guess he went and made a copy.
Are you telling me that they just moved in with you?
Yes, it looks that way.
You have to be kidding me.
I explained that we had already broken off our relationship and, well, we were essentially complete strangers and they couldn't come barging in like they did. But your brother was adamant that we had not broken up. As proof, he said he has the apartment key. Your mom was also like, I give you permission to marry my son, or something to that effect, and I kept telling her we had already broken up, but she wouldn't listen. She just kept telling me that I would be supporting them from this day on. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was able to grab all my stuff and rush out of there when I got the chance. I made sure I got all my valuables, like bank book, cards, and jewelry and stuff.
If you have nowhere to go, you're welcome to come to my place.
You really don't mind?
Of course not. I know it seems kind of weird for you to be coming to my place, but it's my mom and brother after all that's doing this to you. I'm sure they don't know we're in contact with each other. You can stay here until we can work something out.
Thanks so much. My folks live pretty far away. In another state, as a matter of fact. So, this is a godsend. Thanks. It'll be for a short time. I hope you don't mind.
So, Melanie, you decided not to send us the check for the amount we agreed on. Okay, that means you are no longer part of this family. But, you know what I'm going to do? I will do you a huge favor. I will give you 3 more days to really think about it. If you don't want to lose your family and find out where we currently live...
Oh, hey Mom. Just in time.
Pardon me? Oh, I see you finally agreed to that $3,000 a month! Finally coming to your senses! Don't want you to lose your precious family. Oh.
So, you're saying that if I don't obey, I'm no longer part of the family, right?
That's right!
Alright then, got it. Then I'm moving too.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Is it true that you and Brad are now living at Carol's place?
How did you know that?
A friend of mine just happened to see you guys going into the apartment and told me about it.
Okay, so you know. Makes no difference.
I'm headed toward our new home right now.
Excuse me? Even if you get here, I'm not letting you in.
I'm not heading over there. I have no intention of moving into Carol's place. Besides, the lease expires on that place in 10 days' time.
Pardon me? 10 days? What are you talking about?
After 10 days, you guys have to move out or you'll be evicted.
What the hell are you saying?
I was able to contact Carol and she told me quite a bit.
Carol? How do you know Carol?
Apparently, after she broke up with Brad, she was already looking for another place to live. So she had already terminated her lease agreement, which ends in 10 days. She said she was just getting her stuff all packed and ready to move when you guys barged in.
You're making all that up! Brad assured me that...
So, why would I even move there? There's only 10 days left before the lease is up.
Melanie, listen.
Oh, yeah. And that apartment you guys were living at. I heard you guys weren't paying the rent for some time now and finally got evicted. You had nowhere else to go but to Carol's. But that didn't turn out so well.
Why do you even know about any of this?
The bill for all your back rent came to me. That's why. I was a guarantor for that place when you first moved there, so I had no choice but to pay it.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's the least you could do for your mother.
Oh, and I don't have to send you a month's stipend anymore, right?
Pardon me?
But I thought you said we are no longer family. You cut ties with me. We're strangers now, right? I mean, we're no longer related, but you still want money from me? Are you serious? That makes no sense.
But I was just trying to... You know.
Cutting family ties means, well, I don't have to tell you where I moved to, right? The back rent I paid. I'm going to do you a favor and not charge you for that. Call it a goodbye gift of sorts.
Wait, Melanie, please. Let's talk this through.
The money I sent you every month? I heard you used it to pay back all your debts that you accumulated over the years. And your precious little son, Brad. He apparently did something at the company he was working for and got fired. Apparently had to pay some sort of compensation for damages. You guys were trying to make me pay for that too. That's why you needed $3,000 a month.
I demand that you repay me for bringing you up, for providing for you when you were a kid.
Excuse me?
Okay, I'll be nice. Tell me where you live and I'll allow you to live with us as a family again.
No thanks. Can't do that.
Why not?
Well, for one, we cut family ties.
I'll rescind that. We're a family again.
But you know what, Mom? I'm kind of happy with the situation.
Pardon me?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have a message from Carol. She said she'll call the police if you don't get out of her apartment by tomorrow.
Police? Why would she do that?
Well, for one, you're trespassing and it's breaking and entering. You guys could go to jail for this. Oh, just arrived at my new place. So gotta go. See ya.
Hold on a second, Melanie. Your brother and I have nowhere to go. What are we supposed to do? We don't even have any money. We have like $100 between the two of us.
That has nothing to do with me. Goodbye, Mom. Or shall I say, ex-mom. Bye. This time, I moved into an apartment which has a robust security system. Cameras, alarms, the works. There's even a guard at the entrance. The place is a bit expensive for sure, but I make more than $6,000 a month, so I can cover it, no problem. Paying my mom $1,500 wasn't such a burden, but if they found out what I really make every month, they will definitely come calling for a handout again. So I plan to keep it a secret from them. As for Brad and my mom, I heard they had nowhere to go. So the police eventually showed up and evicted them. Last I heard, they moved into my grandfather's place down in Alabama. My grandpa called me and filled me in on the details. He told me I had nothing more to worry about and that he would take care of the rest, and that was that. My grandpa runs a small farm, and he's apparently making them work their butts off. He's always been a tough old geezer. They still have debts to pay, so it will be a while before they can relax and take it easy.